What should have been a routine USCIS interview turned into Kate and Santiago's nightmare. Kate's husband, Santiago, was arrested at their USCIS interview, and I got the chance to sit down with her and talk about that traumatic experience and her plans to rebuild their family. Thank you, Kate, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Kate. I wish we were meeting under different circumstances. We're here because, unfortunately, your husband was detained at a USCIS interview.
Yes, he was. It was our I-130 interview.
So he was detained and then deported?
Yes.
Wow. And where is he now?
He's in Mexico.
That's where he's from, I take it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm really happy that you came to share your story, but I'm really sad that your story is what it is.
I like to get it out there so more people know what's going on with families like mine.
100%. You know, you hear this administration saying that they're going after criminals and that they're arresting bad hombres and bad people, right? But that's not what's happening.
No.
They're arresting family people.
Yeah. My husband was an easy number for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a quota. So tell me what happened. So you guys were going to your USCIS interview for your green card, right?
Yeah.
For his green card?
We were in the process of trying to get his green card. So we applied a few years ago, and we just heard from them this year for the first time, and they scheduled us for an interview. A lot of people thought that was not very common for them to schedule an in-person interview for an I-130, but they did for us. And, of course, I got nervous because of what all was going on, and I was due to have my baby in August, and they scheduled the appointment for July 23rd. So I told my attorney, I don't feel comfortable going before my baby's born because I want to make sure that my husband's here for her birth and all of that. So when he went down there with another client to the USCIS office, he did get it changed, and it was changed to September 9th. We went that morning to Montgomery, Alabama, and walked in, and they had warned us that they might separate us when we walk in, just to ask us the same questions in a different room, just to make sure we're telling the truth for a bona fide marriage. So they called his name. And my sister-in-law was also with us because she was going to translate for him if he didn't understand. He speaks English, but not great. So they called my husband's name, and we all stood up because we were all going to go. And the officer was like, oh, no, we're going to just take your husband and the attorney and his translator because there's not enough room in my office. They took him back there, and it was about 5 minutes later they called my name, and I went back there, and it was just my sister-in-law and my attorney. And so they were asking me questions about our marriage, and he was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and approve this because obviously y'all are not lying to us about anything, but we're still going to take him. The reason they took him, they're obviously taking everybody right now, but more so was because in 2013, before he came over, he got caught at the border. And depending on the officer, I know sometimes it'll be a voluntary departure or a deportation. So we got our FOIA, and it said that it was a deportation. So when he did come back across, it was considered a reentry. And, that's what really hurt us.
Okay. So you guys filed an I-130, which for those people who are listening, that's basically a family petition based on marriage. So you were filing basically to get him legal status based on your marriage. And it is a normal part of that to have an interview as part of that. And then, what we're seeing now all over is that during those interviews, oftentimes people are getting arrested, and that's what happened. Wow.
Yeah, they didn't even let me say bye. They knew we just had a baby and 4 other children. I was on maternity leave because I'm a nurse, and I was not getting paid. He was our sole income. And I had to do, GoFundMes and all of that for my bills and stuff, so...
Wow. Okay, so you're in the waiting room of the USCIS office. I've been to many of these offices, so I'm assuming it's a type of office where you go to the USCIS building, you have to walk through metal detectors, right?
Yes.
There's some officers there checking your bag and things like that, and then you go to a big waiting room. Was that how it was?
Yes.
Okay. And the waiting room is cold, and everything's white, and there's these plastic chairs, and it's not a friendly place.
No.
Yes, it's not friendly. And so they first called him and took him back, and so is that the last time you saw him then? Okay, so...
Until I saw him in Mexico.
Till you saw him in Mexico. Wow. So they called him and took him back, and then you're understanding they just arrested him right away?
Yes. I didn't know where he was going. They wouldn't tell me anything. The ICE officer told me to calm down, I might be able to get him out on, where they go and check in every month. I don't remember. He was just trying to calm me down at the minute, like in the moment.
The ICE officer?
Yeah, that was it. I called and they told me that I could use his A number to look it up online to see his location, so that's what I started doing. He was held in a local jail around there for about 2 days, and then they sent him to a detention center in Louisiana. And we went to go see him one time with the kids down there, and he was only there for 7 days, and they deported him.
Wow, so that was very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So when they called you back from the waiting room, was it a ICE officer and a USCIS officer then in the room?
It was a USCIS officer that called me, but then the ICE officer walked into the room when I was answering questions.
Okay, and and he just told you we're taking your husband?
Mm-hmm.
Did he say why?
It was something to do, like, because of the reentry. But besides that, like, he didn't even have a traffic violation against him in the over 12 years that he was here. He had absolutely nothing against him. He paid taxes. He worked every day. We did everything we were supposed to do. So.
Yeah, and he had a clean criminal record and all of that.
Here and in Mexico.
You said that he came in 2013?
Yes.
So he'd been here since 2013?
Yes.
All that time.
Mm-hmm.
How many kids do you guys have?
I have 5. So my daughter, she's 12. Her father is deceased. So he has helped me raise her since she was 1 year old. And then we have 4 more children.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 children altogether. And so he had a good job, a stable job?
He was a team leader. He was one of his boss's favorite. It's a big company. So.
A good work history.
Yes.
And what did he say his experience was like getting arrested?
He said they were not mean to him. ICE officer, it was like, I'm sorry, like, they made me do it.
How did you feel or react in that moment when you knew he was arrested?
I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah, because beyond just the fact that this is the person that you love is being taken away, there's very practical implications. He's the one working. You're on maternity leave. You have children to feed, right?
Yeah.
So you were thinking of all of those, I'm sure. I'm sorry. No, that's okay. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that they're breaking up families in this way. You know, it's not deserved at all.
No, there should be a way for people who don't have criminal records, and I feel like the reentries, like, there's a lot of people who have those and they're not even aware that that's what that is.
Right, you don't know because I assume it's your lawyer that told you there could be a voluntary return at the border or there could be a deportation.
Yes, and at the time that we decided to go the route that we were going to go, he told us it's completely up to their discretion. Like, I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but it could happen. So we were going to try to do that and do the I-601 and the 212 and all of that. So we did get the first part approved.
You did get the I-130 approved, so
Yes.
you could do the I-601 now, right? The I-601A.
I've tried to go about doing the FOIA myself to not pay any more attorney fees because we paid over $12,000.
Yeah.
Just to see, like, what he has against him, just to see, like, what we can do next. Oh, we also filed a U visa for him because he was a victim of an armed robbery a long time ago. And they told us, well, we could try that. So, like, we did, like, get him to talk to a psychologist and all of that. And we did have a good case, and we filed that. So we do have that pending. But we just filed it, like, the day after they took him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. So just from a practical standpoint, how are you coping with him not being here?
At first, I was not okay, but I feel like it's getting better now. We had to sell our home, and my 1-year-old, he's in Mexico right now with him, and my 9-year-old too. I just took my 9-year-old last week. I'll be taking my 4-year-old next week, so there'll be 3 of them down there. And my plan is to work in California and live on the Mexican side of the border. So I have applied for my nursing license in California, and I'm waiting for that to get here for us to be able to move together.
Wow. So you're going to all live in Mexico and then you'll just commute across the border for a job?
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's really brave of you and like how to get all that planned together under such traumatic circumstances.
Yes. So I've just been having to check one thing off the list at a time to make this all work, but we're slowly getting there.
Wow. I'm really impressed with your resolve to push forward.
Thank you.
So does he have family in Mexico that's able to help him?
Yes, he has his mom and sisters, and he has a lot of family down there. So.
Okay, that's good. So you have some family support?
Yes.
You said that you went and visited him. How is he holding up?
I feel like he's a little better than me because he's with his family and he hasn't been down there in a while. And of course, he wants to be up here with us and have our normal life and all of that. But I feel like he's okay.
How was the experience for him being detained for that? It was like 7 days?
Yeah.
Or?
He said he met a lot of people that were detained with him. Some had work visas, no criminal background. Like, he said there were legal people in there.
People with legal status.
Yes. He was with the people who had, like, no criminal record, like in the blue uniforms. So he did meet good people, and he said it was really cold in there. Food was okay, and, like, I was just really worried about, like, him eating and being comfortable, and it was traumatic. I'm just glad that he's out of there and at least with family.
Yeah, thank goodness, yeah. So I started this law firm because my husband was undocumented.
Okay.
He's from Costa Rica, and he came to the U.S. in 2001, and we've been together for a long time, but when we were starting to consider marriage, we went and talked to a bunch of immigration lawyers. I was a lawyer, but I wasn't an immigration lawyer at the time. The immigration lawyers all told us, like, yeah, there's nothing, there's no case that you can do. There's nothing you can do. You should wait. Like, Obama was president. They're like, Obama's going to make an immigration reform. It will be better. He'll fit within the reform. If you guys try to file a case and it gets denied, they're going to come and take him away. And so we just waited, and we waited, and we waited. Like, every year or so, we would talk to another lawyer and get the same answer. And one day I was at work on a Saturday. I was working in a law firm, and I had a son who was about 11 or maybe 12 at the time. And I was working, and it was a Saturday, and my husband was in construction. He renovated apartment complexes. And he took my son to go to work with him that day. They went to a town about 45 minutes away to do some kind of a job there. And I'm just working away in my office, and I get a call on my cell phone from my son, like, freaking out. Mom, they're arresting Juan for no reason. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's going on? And I'm trying to, like, figure out what's going on. And, yeah, they arrested him too. And that was really hard. I was a lawyer, so I was able to go see him in the jail when they had him in the regular jail. Like, having to go and see him in that horrible situation and the look on his face and the helplessness, and they're not the nicest people there. It was just horrible. It was torture. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea to at least let my kids see him. But when they saw him behind that glass and the uniform that he was in, it was just not okay.
It's heartbreaking. How did your kids handle that?
My 9-year-old, he took it the hardest. He cried a lot. I actually had to take him to the hospital the night that it happened because he cried so much. He was, like, throwing up, and he said his stomach was hurting so bad. So he did have to go to the hospital, but it was just stress. And then my 4-year-old, he's okay until, like, he sees, like, until he saw him. And he was like, I'm not crying, but he had, like, tears going down his face. And then my daughter, she's more like me. She, like, hides her feelings a lot. And so it took her a minute to cry, but when she did, she did let it all out. Of course, my youngest, my newborn, she doesn't know. And then the 1-year-old didn't really know what was going on either. Yeah, now the 1-year-old and the 9-year-old are with him, and they're fine down there. They're being really well taken care of until I get down there. But I do get to see them at least once a month. I fly down there to see them. So
that's good. Are you aware of this TikTok influencer who moved to Mexico when her husband got deported?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I follow her journey. It's really interesting.
I follow her too.
Yeah, so.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I've only seen the one so far.
Yeah, you're talking about La Huertita 70.
Yeah. Yeah, they're building, like, a house and everything.
Yeah. I don't remember what part she lives in, but.
It is so traumatic, like, you feel so helpless and so angry at your own government for doing that.
Yes, I feel like they don't care about us.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, this is, like, completely new level heartless.
Yeah.
So how do you explain to your kids what is going on?
So I didn't want to, like, tell them, like, your daddy, he broke the law and they took him, because he's not a bad person and he's not a criminal. So we basically just told them that there are some laws in this country that need to be fixed, and it affected him, and they're not allowing him to be here right now, so they took him.
Yeah. It's really hard. Like my kids, I have a 4-year-old girl, a 7-year-old boy, and a 9-year-old girl. And even my 9-year-old, like I try to explain to her what I do for a living. I'm like, I help people so they can get legal status. And she's like, what's that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's so that they can be here legally. And she's like, why do they need something to be here? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's so hard to explain to them what this is.
Yeah. But you don't have to tell them a lot for them to like be like, well, they're not supposed to do that. Like, they're not supposed to just take people like that.
Yeah. Even the kids know this is wrong. Yeah. Are you aware that they have been denying bond to?
Yes.
Yeah.
That happened right when he was detained. So
horrible, right? Well, so just the other day, there was a court ruling in California that said that that practice is illegal and that undocumented immigrants have a right to a bond hearing. And I got the notification on my phone, and I was so overcome with like joy and happiness. I was literally crying. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And my son was like, my 7-year-old, he's like, what is it? What happened, Mommy? And I'm trying to explain to him. And he's like, people are in jail for what? Like, the police take people to jail, huh?
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, that doesn't make
they're so
any
innocent.
sense.
They're just stuck in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, they don't even comprehend. It's just like, seems wrong. What are some of your biggest sort of obstacles or fears in now uprooting your life and moving into Mexico?
Well, one, I'm not familiar with their way of life. Like where my husband's from, I know that it's like safe and all of that. It's like in the middle of the mountains. It's not in a big city or anything like that. But as far as like a border town, like when you hear that, you're just like, wow, you're moving to a border town. But we have to do what we have to do. So I have talked to some other people who live there, and they say it's fine. So as far as uprooting my kids, though, that's the part that probably makes me the angriest. They don't speak Spanish. They understand it a little bit, but they don't speak it at all. They're just used to this way of life, so it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. And they have to leave their friends and their family. Yeah. And it's not what you guys would have chosen for them. Yeah. Did your husband tell you any more like about his experience being detained? Like how many people were in a cell with him, or did he get out and have exercise, or what was the food like?
Yes, he was in a room with, he's like said around 70 or 80 people. It was the bunk beds. It was cold. He did get to go outside and do exercise. They had basketball and soccer. The food, he said, was a lot of like lettuce and like healthy food, which he was fine with. But he said he could buy like ramen noodles and hot sauce and tortillas. He said there were a few crazy people in there, but not a lot. But he did say that there was a lot of people from everywhere. Like it wasn't just like a bunch of Hispanic men. He said there was a lot of Russians.
Interesting. Did you get to have phone calls with him?
Yes. So in the first jail where he was being held, it was 3-minute phone calls. But when he got to the detention center, they have tablets in there. They have to share them. There's probably like 5 tablets or so in there, and they get to share them. So whenever one's available, he could call me on FaceTime.
Oh.
Yes. So, and he could really call anytime that he wanted to, as long as he had money.
Okay, so you had to pay for it.
Well, he had money on him when he got arrested, so he just used that.
Did they let him, because I've heard of people like when they get arrested, they just like put the money for when they get out, they can't use it, but it sounds like they let him use it.
Yes, they did let him put it on his books.
Oh, good. Okay. And so what was that first phone call with him like, the 3-minute one when he was in jail?
I was still crying. I just told him like everything's going to be okay. Then I was going to try to get him out, like do as much as I could to try to get him out, but they never even gave him a hearing, so yeah. Yeah.
So he was here for a good 11 years, right? 11 years. What made you guys decide to wait until the last couple years to file the paperwork?
There's no excuse. We thought it was always going to be possible, and we just never officially got married. We've been living together for the past 11 years, and so we just went and got married at the courthouse one day, and they were like, well, we should just go ahead and do this. And we just assumed that it was going to be possible because we've always heard about people all around us, like, getting their green card. And so we didn't even know that the reentry thing was going to be an obstacle for us until we went to go see an attorney.
So you went and saw the attorney, and they told you, like, hey, this could be an issue, but we'll kind of see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what finally made me say, like, I can't live like this anymore, and I'm filing, was first, my husband's detention. That was horrible. But second, he was really close with his mom, and she fell ill, and she died. Horrible. Like,
That's
he,
awful.
yeah, he, like, agonized over whether to go see her or not, and ultimately he didn't, and he still talks about that to this day, you know? So that happened. But then Trump won his first presidency, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, we have to do something. So that's what prompted me to finally file a case for him.
Yeah.
Was there anything, like, that prompted you, like, hey, we better move now or something?
We've always been aware that we needed to do this, but I guess just the fear of maybe him getting pulled over and being taken, and
Yeah, you just figured we might as well do it now. Yeah. Are there other people in the community, like either friends of his or coworkers or family members that you know of that have also been detained?
So before he got detained, no. Afterwards, several moms, women in Alabama, reached out to me who also had husbands detained. She had a baby 3 days before I did, and her husband was detained. It was their first baby. He wasn't able to be there, and he actually just got home yesterday. They let him out.
Wow.
Yes.
Here in the U.S.?
Yes.
Wow.
He won his case.
Amazing.
And yes.
So there is hope.
Yes, and so he met his baby for the first time yesterday.
No.
Yeah. But she was there for he was actually in the same room as my husband in the same facility.
Oh, wow.
So they know each other.
Small world.
Yes. So she helped me get through it too. She answered all my questions, helped me set up all the FaceTime stuff for, that detention center. And then another one recently, and her husband just got taken too, and they have a small child. And he had been here his whole life since he was 3 years old. And they just deported him.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had a lot of people reach out to me in my area. The same thing's happening.
Yeah. Because sort of what we've been seeing is that there will be some arrests at this location, but then after that there are not, right? And so it's really hard to predict. Is your experience, or at least what your lawyer is telling you, that it's similar at your office?
Our attorney told us that was the first time that had happened to him. So, at least at an I-130
Yeah.
interview, that was the first time it had happened.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're hearing of arrests at interviews. From what we can tell, it's still incredibly rare because there's so many interviews a day, right? And even us, we've had interviews go forward with clients with removal orders or previous histories like what your husband had, and they've been completely fine. And then we've had one or two that have gotten picked up. And so you just don't know. Like, we've had many interviews go off completely fine. Many of our colleagues have interviews go off and absolutely nothing happens. And then it just seems to be random. But then you hear about things in the news, like there was a whole week, I think, where almost everybody was getting arrested in San Diego. And now it seems like that has stopped. So it seems the hardest thing is you can't predict where it's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also had a lot of people message me and say, like, was it the I-130 interview you were going to? Because my husband is scheduled to have one, and I'm so scared, and I don't even know what to say because I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing in San Diego, some of the people that were being arrested there, it was just insane. Like, they had almost, like, no blemish in their record at all, and they were getting arrested. And even though these catch the news a lot and we all want to hear about them because people need to understand, it still is rare. It still is rare. That's the only silver lining. And hopefully it stays that way, hopefully that we don't see this pick up in frequency. But it's still important for people to understand and then understand kind of what to expect if that happens, which is why your story is so important.
So I try to help out anyone as much as I can as far as answering questions. But some of them I just can't answer because I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it.
How far was the Louisiana facility from your house to go see him?
5 hours.
5-hour drive. Did you see him once just because it was too hard or because it was so far away?
No, we saw him twice. So we went and saw him one night and stayed the night and then went to go see him the next morning. And then by the end of that week, he was gone. He called me and told me, they've emptied my account. I don't have any more money on it. And they told me that when they do that, they're about to take me somewhere. So just be prepared. I don't know if they're like transferring me to another facility or if they're deporting me, but it's going to be tonight. It was about 11:30 or so. He called me and told me, hey, like, they're about to take us to another room. They called my name because he said every night they called names. And if they called your name, you're leaving that night. So he said they called my name. I'm going to be leaving, and I'll call you as soon as I can. He said it was around 3 o'clock that morning. They took him in a van and put him on a plane, and they went to Atlanta to pick up more people and then to the border. And from there, they walk across, and Mexican immigration gets them and takes them to a safe place and gives them food and a card with money on it and a bus ticket to the nearest city to where they're from. And they tell them, if you leave this place and you get kidnapped, it's not on us, but you can stay here until your bus gets here.
The immigration authorities in Mexico say that? So he had a bus ticket to his hometown?
He had a bus ticket to the city that's closest to his hometown. And that's where I met him at.
Which city is that?
Querétaro.
And how far is that from where he lives?
About 2.5 hours.
How were you able to meet him in that city?
My sister-in-law flew down with me, and the bus that was supposed to take him was supposed to take him the day before, but it never came. So he was at that place for one extra day at the border. So we were down there for 2 days waiting on him, picked him up at the bus stop.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you got to see him. So how did you know that's where he would, like, did he call you when he got to Mexico?
Yes, they give them their phones when they get to that side of the border.
Okay, so he called you and said, hey, like, I'm
in Mexico.
I'm in Mexico, and here's the thing, meet me at the bus station kind of thing. Wow. How did you react when you heard he was in Mexico?
It was like reality hit, like he's really not here, but also I felt relief that he wasn't locked up.
Yeah, because that's torture to be in jail, because that's what detention is.
Yeah.
It's jail. Yeah, they say detention to make it sound nicer. It's jail.
Yeah.
Like, that was his first time being home then in all those years. So he was probably a little bit bittersweet. Yeah.
Yes. We drove to his town that day. His mom has a green card, so she had seen him like recently before this happened. She came over here, but still, like, seeing him over there was really emotional. She was crying. So he's at home with his mom and sisters and my 2 kids.
Wow. Is that where you're going to stay too at first when you move over there?
No, we're going to go straight to Baja California.
To the border town? Yeah, okay. When do you think you guys will make that move?
As soon as I receive my nursing license for California.
How long does that take?
They say it takes about 3 months. So I applied in October. I'm hoping January or February.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. It's all so fast. Did you picture this for yourself?
No.
Not at all?
Never.
Yeah. What does your family say?
My dad is crushed. He's really close to us, so, and my kids. My mom, too. So, but that's who really the only people I have close to me is my mom and my dad. So.
You think they'll be able to visit you guys at all?
Yeah, they'll visit.
Yeah, but it's still going to be hard.
Yeah.
It'll be your first time living away from them?
So my dad, he lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and I live in Tuscaloosa, so it's about 2.5 hours, but he still comes down very often. So.
I'm sorry. That's really hard. Yeah, it's really breaking up families, and that's why, like, these stories are so important, because it's not just getting the criminals, it's getting everyone, everyone that they can.
Yeah.
Is there something that you would say to people sort of either going through your situation or maybe thinking about trying to, get legal status, or maybe they've been waiting a long time like you guys had? Any kind of thoughts or advice?
If you do have an interview coming up, it's going to be what it's going to be, and you're just going to have to do what you're going to have to do to get through it. Family's first, so it's supposed to keep your family together.
Yeah, to do whatever you can to keep your family together. That's really important. So if he gets the U visa, would the plan then be to hopefully come back?
Yes.
And do you know how long that might take?
From what I hear, it's like 5 to 7 years or more. I'm not sure.
How about your kids? How are they feeling? Are they feeling good? Like, hey, we're going to be reunited?
So my 9-year-old, he's fine with being with his dad. He missed his dad, and he was acting up a lot with me after his dad was taken in school and at home. I got multiple phone calls from the school, and that's never happened before. So I told his teacher, like, look, I'm going to go ahead and withdraw him and send him down there with his dad until, like, we can all move together. And so she agreed that that was probably best, and we did that, and he hasn't skipped a beat. He's totally fine. My 12-year-old, she's the one that's taken it the hardest. She's in middle school, so she has her friends. She had her own bedroom that she was always in, but I feel like she'll be okay once we get down there and she realizes that there's other people that are like her. So.
Yeah, and especially being in a town that close to the
Mhm.
border, right?
Mhm.
She'll make friends, and
Yeah.
but it's still so hard.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm really sorry that your family's going through this. But you're really strong, and your message is that family's first, and you're going to do whatever you got to do to keep your family together, and that is inspirational.
Yes. I just feel like there should be a way around the law that I guess subjects them to the permanent bar after a reentry if they have a clean criminal record inside the United States, because I don't feel like that's enough to separate a family.
I completely agree, especially because it's triggered when somebody enters, and then in this case they gave him something called the expedited removal, it sounds like, from the border, and then he just entered again. I mean, it's just like he tried to come to the U.S., and so now he has this.
Yeah, it's not like he was up here and was doing something wrong and got deported and then came back. That's
Right.
not what happened.
It's completely different.
Mhm.
It's completely different than somebody that, like, they get into trouble, they commit a crime, they get deported by a judge, you
Yeah.
know, completely different story.
I just feel like something has to change with that, because I feel like a lot of people are being affected by that same thing, and it's affecting the American citizens more than it is the immigrants.
Right. Yeah, it is. And you've had some videos get a lot of views on social media over this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let everyone see how my life is raw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're sharing your story and getting the word out.
mhm.
What's your TikTok handle?
It's Kate531.
Kate531 on TikTok, so people can go there and see your story and hear
Yes.
more about it,
Yes.
and see your all awesome family in there
Yes.
too.
So next week is Leo, my 4-year-old, his last day of school on Tuesday. And Wednesday we're going down to Mexico again, and he's going to stay down there. So I'll be making another video about his last day of school.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What urged you to go to social media with this? Is that kind of an outlet for you? too?
No, I've never done TikTok like this. Like, I would make some videos of, like, our vacations and stuff, but because my kids have literally had the American dream. Like, they travel a lot. I did, like, those kind of videos, but not, like, documenting my life. So when this happened, I was like, I have to, like, let people know that this is what's happening. Like, they're not taking their criminals. This just destroyed our family. Like, we're the average family in our community. Like, a lot of people know us, and they don't know what's happening. Now a lot of people are seeing, I hope, with my story, and all the other people who it's happening to are also posting, and I'm hoping that a lot of people are seeing our stories and maybe having a change of heart.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing, even people who endorsed this administration and who were supportive of the administration during the elections, now they're like, hey, we didn't sign up for this.
No.
This is not what we signed up for.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of that too.
Yeah, I mean, the elections, there are midterm elections coming next year. Maybe that could help. But it's just really hard when, when this is happening and you feel powerless.
Yeah. And it does get political too, but it doesn't matter really, like, what's in the office. Like, the immigrants always get stuck in the middle. They're always stuck in the middle of the political game. They're always hurt with it, and nothing's ever really, like, changed.
It hasn't, yeah. Like I said, like, everybody was like, oh, Obama's going to bring this reform for you. That didn't happen.
No.
I'm still waiting.
No. So
Yeah.
I just wish that more people would stand up, enough people to make a change at least.
Yeah. We try to get the word out to show exactly what you're saying, which is these aren't criminals. These are regular people. These are family people. These are people who've been here for decades, just working, no crimes, contributing to society, paying taxes, being
Yes.
good husbands and fathers, mothers, sisters,
I mean, they lost money on deporting my husband because, like I said, he was paying taxes. We never used any kind of welfare the whole time he was here, nothing. So when they took him and I was not working, I had to apply for food stamps for the first time ever. So they lost a taxpayer. They gained a food stamp applicant. And they did approve me for at least my maternity leave because we had a lot of kids and I wasn't working. So they did lose by deporting him. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, when you're deporting productive members of society, it also affects the economy. So you were on maternity leave, and so it sounds like now you just have to change jobs completely because you have to go find one in California.
yeah, so I'm back at my job now that I was working at before. I only work the weekends, so that's good for my kids. But yeah, my boss is aware that the day's coming that I'm going to have to put in my notice because, I mean, everyone knows what's going on. So
Yeah. Has everybody been supportive of you?
yes, I've had so much support. Friends, family. I've had a lot of support, a lot of help with my kids. I didn't know that many people were going to be there for me when this happened because, I mean, nothing like this has ever happened to our family. So, but yeah, everyone we've ever known, like through all of their daycares, schools, like all the teachers, parents, taking snacks for my kids to school, the doctors that I work with, they took a whole bunch of stuff to my house and just everyone helped out.
That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Did everybody know that your husband was undocumented, or was this like news to them when this happened?
No, I mean, it might have been news to some people, but a majority of the people that knew us knew.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you're seeing that kind of support. That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially with the social media, people are interested in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Another like situation that I've been hearing of too is like people who are getting deported that have been here their whole life, and they get to like another country and they don't even have family and don't even speak the language. Like that's so scary.
That's what I thought of when you were saying how your friend's husband, who had been here since he was 3, I mean, maybe he speaks the language, I don't know, but chances are slim. And you're seeing these stories on social media where people who were brought here when they were that young, they don't speak Spanish, and they're being just dropped off in the middle of some place they don't even know.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, super. Have you been hearing from people like that?
The one that I mentioned, her husband, so his father was down there, but she said that he didn't really know his father, but that was where he was going to stay until he could figure it out. So.
Yeah, really, really sad, uprooting a lot of people's lives. Well, I want to say thank you again, Kate, for sharing your story. And
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll continue the fight here, and you continue to get the message out, and hopefully something will change.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks again, Kate, for sharing your story with us. And for the rest of you, please follow our podcast on your favorite platform. Visit us on YouTube and follow us at @abogadaangel. We're also on all your favorite social media channels, @abogadaangel. And we're constantly putting out new content, talking to interesting guests with our goal to help this community and change as many lives as possible. Hasta la próxima. Amigos, siempre nos preocupamos por la transparencia y quiero que quienes que nos están escuchando tengan claro que soy una dueña y abogada de una firma de abogados que se llama Abogados Lisinski Law. Es una firma de abogados de inmigración dedicada a cambiar la vida de la mayor cantidad de personas posible, especialmente para las personas que buscan alcanzar el estatus legal. Este podcast está separado de mi firma, sí, pero me escucharon mencionándola y quizás promocionándola en este espacio. Y también transmitiremos este podcast a nuestros seguidores en las cuentas de redes sociales de nuestra firma. ¿Qué significa todo esto para ustedes? No mucho, pero quiero que sepan que, siendo completamente honesta, la firma pagará servicios publicitarios a este podcast. De igual manera, este podcast podría pagarle a la firma por el acceso a los seguidores de sus redes sociales. Y a pesar de que hablemos sobre temas relevantes para la comunidad, nada de lo que hablamos aquí debe ser interpretado como consejos legales ni establece una relación abogado-cliente. Para hacer esto, debe llamar a mi firma y agendar una cita. Todo esto es un asunto legal que no cambia la misión del podcast: educar a nuestra comunidad inmigrante con información importante para ellos, y la meta sigue siendo la misma: cambiar la mayor cantidad de vidas posible.